Hey friends. I decided that I would go ahead and share my home office with everyone because I know that a lot of people are all of a sudden working from home and thinking, how do I do this? I've been working from home since July, part-time as a magazine editor. So, of course, my needs might be different than yours, but I just thought I would share. I did pretty much make my new home office. It's almost like a replica of my office in the school, only it's a lot smaller. But here you go. I'll just kind of show you around. I've got these shelves here that are kind of miniature lawyer type shelves with the doors. And basically, most of the stuff in it's decorative. I just tried to, and I really had to pare down on the stuff I had in my office. So I tried to, pick out things that were important to me, things that made me feel happy. If I looked at them, I'm moving on to my desk, and it's actually a lot neater than my desk was in my other office if you ever were in there. In fact, the whole office is, because I don't allow anything in my office that doesn't belong in here, and I just have a lot less stuff. But when you're thinking about working from home, I think it is important to have a place that you go to work. I originally, when I started, I didn't have this office set up, and so I worked out on the deck, or I might lay on the couch. And to be honest, I'm not as productive. The deck's not a bad place. I can be pretty productive out there depending on how much glare there is on my computer screen. That's a problem on the deck. But other than that, that's fairly productive. Laying on the couch, not so much, because I think the problem with that is I'm just not in the right mindset to work. I'm in the mindset to, relax. And that's fine when it's time to relax. But if I need to get something done, I got to be a little bit more focused. And so I'll keep showing you. The next, I have another matching bookshelf. And again, it's mostly got treasures from my time that I was working. The very top of that shelf actually has a little piece. Every item represents a piece of my career. So that's kind of cool. In fact, I'll come a little closer. I have a piece of each school in Kirbyville. I've got this brick from the old building that was painted, and then I had the painting put on it. Rodney Fawcett did that. So that was really cool. I had the rock for about 5 years, thinking I was going to decoupage this photo onto it, and that never happened. And then I found out what a talented artist Rodney was, and gave him the photo and commissioned the painting. A photo of when I was distinguished principal, a photo of the National Blue Ribbon School, a gift I was given by my former superintendent, Dr. Osborne, and the board. It's actually a piece of the basketball floor that had to be taken up at the middle school, with some clips for photos. So literally, I have a piece of both schools in my office. That bell, the Apple bell, and the mug came from my student teaching. And the two rings, I'm going to zoom in a little closer on those. Those were going away gifts from Seneca, which was ended up kind of being a little bit of an inside joke, but I saved those rings because they had meaning. But anyway, I've got other stuff in there that are memories. I've got my diplomas on the wall. I figure that I might as well have some reminder that I know what I'm doing. I mean, I realize I paid for those, paid for people to give me a piece of paper that said I knew what I was doing, but at least they're there to represent that. One of my favorite things, it's a collage I made out of items representing the National Blue Ribbon School Award back in 2011. Then I did another couple of shadow boxes about the race, and so kept those. Photos from Washington, D.C. Oh, I forgot. I've got some storage down here. Then I have my dulcimer and my ukulele that I usually don't play, but I like them. A temporary chair because I haven't decided what to put in that spot. This chair is actually pretty special. This was Alan's grandpa's chair, and we had it from the time we first got married. It used to be avocado green, which was a color I just did not want in my decor. So we ended up compromising, keeping the chair, but I had it recovered so that I liked the color. Over here, I have kind of a neat item. It's a fake fireplace, and I like having it in my office. I can just turn on the flames, which is what I'm doing right now because the office isn't cold, but it also has a heater because unfortunately, I think maybe every house has one of these. This is the room that doesn't quite heat and cool as well as the rest of the house. So it sometimes needs a little help. So I can turn on that little heater and be cozy. Oh yeah, and I forgot. I have a blanket on my chair because I like to also wrap up in a blanket while I'm working. Something I couldn't have really done at my other job. So this is my office. I know that not everyone's probably lucky enough to have an entire room to devote as an office. But what I would suggest is get yourself a tub that has everything you need for your work in it. And bring that tub to the same spot every day, whether it's your dining room table or another desk or wherever you are going to work in your house every day, and take it there so that you're organized and ready to work. So you don't need to get up and go, oh gosh, I need a roll of tape or I need a stapler, I don't know, whatever you might need, that you're not always wasting time doing that. Another piece of advice I would give you, and I got this out of a book called The War of Art, which I sort of recommend. It's got good content, but the author uses some language that I have a hard time recommending. So that's the only hang up with it. But one really good idea I did get from that book was to have a Monday morning status meeting with yourself. Now that sounds kind of weird, but what you're doing is just sitting down and you're planning out your week. What do I need to accomplish this week? Just like you might do in a business setting, that you would have a meeting and say, okay, what are our goals this week? What are we going to get done? But that's important so that you do have goals and know what you want to get done. And I kind of start each day with that too. Another kind of review of what was I trying to do? Where was I at? And then picking up from there. Another valuable tip I would give if you're having trouble staying focused, I would suggest setting a timer. We used to do that with kids at school, but it works well if you know, okay, I'm going to work really hard for this next hour, and then you give yourself a little break, like maybe 5 or 10 minutes. That prevents you from looking around your house and deciding you'd rather be doing something else or thinking about things you need to be doing or want to be doing, and then not focusing on your work. If you can say, okay, I'm going to focus on my work for the next 50 minutes or the next, whatever. And then you take a little break and you can always, throw a load of clothes in the laundry or those small tasks that don't take very much time. In fact, multitasking is one of the advantages of working from home. Right now I have a chicken poaching. And so I'm making like a week's worth of food right now while I'm in my office standing here talking to you. Obviously, that's the work intensive up front, set it up, leave it on the stove, and it does its own thing, but you can't really just, leave it by itself. So that is a definite advantage to working from home. I think that's all I was going to tell you. I've been thinking about putting this video together, thinking it might help someone. Just sharing my experiences with working from home. It is different. Oh, I know what else I was going to talk about too. Also, not making sure you're setting a schedule for yourself. Don't let working from home become 24/7. You're not a slave to it. You just need to set your own schedule so that you know what you're going to do. Like, for instance, when you're going to get up in the morning. And then things I've read that are recommended is that you don't stay in your pajamas all day. That doesn't mean you got to dress up fancy or anything to work in your own office, but it does recommend that you actually change your clothes and then go to your area of work. That helps you be more prepared and focused. I'll be honest, I don't do it quite that way because I get up first thing in the morning and do yoga. And so what I've found works is I will go ahead and get ready for yoga the night before. I sleep in my yoga clothes and then I get up and do yoga. And so really I'm in a new set of clothes for the day. I just get into them before I get in bed the night before. So in my mind, it's a new set of clothes because I changed the night before. So my schedule's a little different, but hey, it works for me. So I was going to suggest that as well, is just have a schedule for yourself. And, but you can be flexible. Like, for instance, back in the days when we used to be able to leave and go places, I had yoga classes. I would set an alarm on my watch so I would remember to stop working and get ready to leave to go to yoga class. Or maybe I wanted to go run on the trail and I wanted to wait when it was colder, wanted to wait till it warms up a little bit. So maybe I wasn't going to run early in the morning. So again, set an alarm so that you know, hey, it's time to go do this. And then you can come back home and work on your things. So that's all I got for you. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me something in the comments if it's useful. But at any rate, at least I talking to somebody besides myself. So, hey, have a great day.